All right. Welcome back, everyone, to the Heart to Heart podcast. My name is Hafiz, and this is the second monologue.
Hey yo, you ready?
Please don't make this complicated. What about the time we wasted on our love? I can't keep the things we traded.
All right, so today's topic will be regarding the time perspective theory. And the question is, what is the time perspective theory? Well, it's the idea that our perception of time influence our emotions, perceptions, and actions. There are 5 different time perspectives. The different time perspectives are past positive, past negative, present hedonistic, present fatalistic, and future orientation. So, what are these? All right, so past positive is the orientation where you see the past as a positive. All right, so people who have this trait are constantly looking at the past and looking at the good times of the past. They're like, oh, remember those good old days when we did, such and such and such. And when anyone brings up a positive experience, oh, sorry, when anyone brings up an experience of the past, they're always looking at the, or when anyone reminds says anything that reminds you of your past, the first thing that comes to mind are the good experiences that you've had in the past. The second one is past negative. And what happens here is you're viewing your past when someone brings up anything to do with the past, the first thing that comes to mind are your negative experiences. And you struggle to think of or to find positive things to think. You struggle to focus on the positive things that happened in your past and dedicate most of your time and effort when thinking about the past towards the negative experiences that you've had. And what often tends to happen is this tends to be accompanied by a suggestion that your present is determined by your past. So most people who adopt this mindset, believe that they are where they are today because of their past. Generally, it's associated with why they haven't achieved a certain something. So, um, for instance, let's say hypothetically you were supposed to get a job, right? You're supposed to go job searching, and let's say the scenario here is that you stopped applying for jobs because your previous experience of applying for jobs didn't end well. Let's say you never got selected, you never even got called for an interview, or you got called for an interview and the interview went so badly to the point you were like, I don't want to go for that job anymore. Now, in reality, that an experience like that would be a lot deeper, but um these people who take the past negative, people who, when they think of the past, automatically associate their past to the negative, tend to use that as a reasoning as to why not to do something in the present. The other time perspective is the present hedonistic. And what this is someone who bases their happiness on finding small pleasures in life or finding pleasures in small amounts in life. And basically, it's people who are very materialistic per se. People who will go out there to try and treat themselves a lot and just live off of them. People who instead of working towards like a bigger project or a bigger future, it's like let's just enjoy what we have right now in the small amount, right? Or and when you go out to try and obtain something, it's always let me do the least amount I could possible and then enjoy it, right? And this is not something that is sustainable in the long run in terms of happiness. um Basically what happens is you keep getting small doses of dopamine rush, and at the end of the day, it's just not something that's going to keep you happy in the long run. You're going to if your life is a roller coaster, and I mean like a serious up and down roller coaster, chances are you're in the present hedonistic mindset. And then it's present fatalistic, and this is someone who believes that everything is already predetermined. All right. Now there is a distinction between someone who believes in um, everything being written versus someone who takes the approach, someone who takes the mindset of, oh, everything's already written, so there's no point of me, putting anything into action or whatnot. So these people who believe in the present fatalistic, believe that their actions and their thinking style and their mindset, their statements and all of that is not important or not needed because everything's already determined. And more often than not, they're the ones who end up saying it is what it is, right? And I do want to make a personal distinction here. I believe using the word it is what it is, or the statement, the phrase it is needed in life. However, I feel like we're supposed to use those with things that we can't control. Because if there's something you genuinely can't control, right, and you spend time worrying about that, and you spend time, you spend your energy that could have been spent on things that you could control. If you spend that on things that you cannot control, you're going to be wasting a lot of time and a lot of energy, and so on and so forth, which should not be happening. So again, just to bring it back to what this point is, with people who have the present fatalistic mindset, believe that they don't need to put effort in things. They believe that everything's already there, and they just go about life, and they're like, "It is what it is. I can't do anything about it. Everything's already preset." And then there's future orientation. And these people, they have plans. They understand that their life is defined by what they do, right? So what they'll do is they'll have a plan. They'll make a plan, a long-term plan. And they'll do little things right now. They'll do little actions today that'll eventually lead them to a bigger plan that they have in the future. These people are those who are willing to sacrifice right now for the greater good in the future. They are willing to say no to going to a party. They are willing to say no to hanging out with friends when they know there's work that needs to be done and they're willing to complete it. These are the people who are most organized in the sense that they're gonna be like, until I do this, and by this I mean small things that they've told themselves that they're going to do. They're gonna be like, until I do this, I'm not allowed to play. I'm not allowed to do anything really. And these are the people who do see success later down the line. So you might be asking, or you might be wondering, okay, so we have these 5 different time perspectives. Um, what now? Okay, so let me tell you something. There are 2 ideal time perspectives that everyone should have if they want to be happy. The first one is past positive, right? So again, past positive is thinking when reflecting on the past, you're thinking about the positive experiences that you have. Those are the things that come to mind first. Now, people, the reason you want to have past positive experience is because negative memories are our biggest nightmare. They're the worst enemy possible. Negative feelings, right, based off of negative experiences that you've had, is literally reliving the impact of those previous negative experiences without actually going through them again. You are suffering the consequences of it without going through it. And for some people, this happens a lot more than it should, right? And one of the things it does is it does not allow you to live in the moment, and you definitely want to be living in the moment. This brings up to another point. How do you live at the moment? I'm going to simplify this for you, because you could get in depth with this, but I'm just going to simplify it. The easiest way of living in the moment is by taking a look around you and analyzing things that you don't usually analyze. For instance, look at your chair, look at the desk, look at your bed. Let's stick with the desk first, for instance, right? I want you to look at your desk, and I want you to analyze your desk. It's like, my desk here is black, but it's got some patterns along it, right? It's I actually don't know how to describe it, but it's got some patterns that make it appear to be make it appear to look like wood, basically. If I was trying to live in the present moment, what I would do is I'd look at it. I'd look at the different lines that I see here. I'd look at the shapes that are formed here. I'd look at the fact that there's a there's a there's a texture on this because of how it was shaped or how it was cut and whatnot. I'd look at the fact that there are four different corners on this table. I'd look at every single corner and look at the fact that there's a 90-degree angle between the table and the pole. I'd look at any little thing about the table. I would overanalyze this table so that I'm not thinking about the other thing, for instance. And the best place to live in the moment is outside. And by outside, I mean at an empty park. Because all you do is get your blanket. Sorry, blanket. Get your towel. All right. Take a towel with you. Lay the towel down. Lay down on the towel. Look up in the sky and release everything, all the energy. Just release everything. Use the 4-4-4 breathing technique. It's you breathe in so you inhale for 4 seconds, you hold for 4 seconds, and you exhale for 4 seconds. I promise you that is revolutionary. That whole scenery there is revolutionary. It and then just look at the sky. Contemplate about the sky, the trees, the grass, the soil, the sand, even the snow right now. Like anything really. Living in the moment is extremely important, and that's what you need to do if you find yourself constantly experiencing past negative thoughts. So to quickly wrap up, there are five different time perspectives: past positive, which is where you look at the past positively; there's past negative, where you look at the past negatively. There is present hedonistic, where someone's main focus is on finding small amounts of pleasure and living off of that. There's present fatalistic, where someone believes that everything's predetermined, and that their actions aren't important. And then there's future orientation, where people have plans, and people plan out their future and take actions right now to build a future. Yeah. So with that being said, I do want to say real quick, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. If you have any questions, any concerns, any topic that you want covered, anything along the lines of that, um, feel free to let me know. Just shoot me a message anywhere. I'd love to um, answer, have a discussion, anything along the lines of that. Also, also, the confidence creation course is almost complete. The first part of the entire course is almost complete. And when it's fully complete, I will let you know. It has a lot of helpful resources that's gonna help you sort of figure out who you are and help you push back things that are holding you back, because that is the first step to building confidence. It's to understand that there are things that are holding you back that need to be taken care of before you're going to be able to focus on honestly being confident in yourself. You're not going to be able to be confident in yourself if there are things that are keeping you from being confident initially. Those barriers need to be removed, and this first part of the confidence creation course is what the focus is going to be on. And yeah, I'm so excited for that. Once again, thank you so much all for listening or watching. Appreciate you all. Stay awesome. I hope you learned something today. And with that being said, take care. Bye.